The Miami Dolphins, word on the street, is not willing to pay Tua Tagovailoa a contract that's $50 million plus per year.
All right, real quick, Cisco. I don't know about you. I defend Danny Dimes all the time. He got paid. The jury's out on Trevor Lawrence.
How much did Danny Dimes get?
Like 160.
But per year, per season.
41 or something.
41? Yeah,
like
Tua got to get 50, man.
Okay, so let me ask you this: Trevor Lawrence. Jury's out. He got paid.
275, I think, with Trevor.
For how many years?
Allen is about to be the next paid. CJ Stroud will be the next paid. Jordan Love will be the next paid. Who all these guys are getting the bag. Is Tua supposed to just by default get the bag? Is the question I have, Smitty, because everyone else is getting the bag. And his numbers wise.
Well, then
you compare him to any of those guys where you just talked about Trevor Lawrence, Daniel Dimes, any one of those guys that's gotten paid, his numbers are right there. Now, Shaun King and I break him down all the time. We don't believe he's that guy. He lacks arm strength. He lacks accuracy. He lacks mobility.
He's pretty accurate.
In today's world, he's not the athlete sitting back there that I think, have come to expect by these big-time guys getting this money. Even Daniel Dimes, who we can all argue about, he's at least can run and make plays. He cannot. Tua is a sitting duck in there. Would you pay him? I guess it's a question to you.
That's a tricky question.
Because his wideout wise, think about it.
Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill.
Think about his core of guys
OBJ
are better
now.
than, you can almost argue, are better than any of those other guys that have been paid. Definitely better than fucking Daniel Dimes' stat crew.
For sure on that side.
And Justin Fields and all these other guys that we've moved around.
Justin Fields, they never got paid. But
what I'm saying is the guys that we've just
thrown
away.
Yeah.
This guy has probably the best wideout core of all of them. And he has a pretty fucking legit tight end. And he had I think Mozart had led the league in touchdowns?
Yeah, but you got to
come on, dog.
You got to dish it out to these guys.
Is he worthy?
I think it's two conversations. Do I think he, at face value, based upon his talent, do I think he's worth it? No. But based upon everything you said in your lead up, based upon what Trevor Lawrence got paid, Dale Jones got paid, even Justin Herbert, who I'm high on, but from a production standpoint, hasn't done a lot when it comes to wins.
Okay, so
I think Tua should get paid because of what the market is getting paid.
Okay, here's the question.
I don't trust Tua long term, so it's like a twofold situation.
Here's the question: would somebody else give him $50 million?
I wouldn't.
If he's a free agent, would he get it though? I'm just saying, would somebody be desperate? Would a team be desperate enough to give him $50 million?
I believe so.
Because if you think nobody's going to give him $50 million, why should you give him $50 million?
Exactly. You got it's a game of leverage, right? It's a game of leverage. But I honestly believe that there's teams out there who just need a quarterback who like, man, fuck it, we'll roll the dice and we'll go. The position is so valuable, so important. It's literally a matter of good and shit. Like if you don't have a quarterback, you're bad. Point blank. I don't care how good your team is. If you don't have a QB, you have a bad team. If you have just a solid quarterback, you have a chance. And that's how it is in the NFL. So because of the position value itself, I think another team would pay him that money. Again, do I think he's worth it based upon what he's already done? No, but he's earned it more than Trevor Lawrence.
What's the common denominator between Daniel Dimes, who got paid, Trevor Lawrence, who got paid, and Tua, who's not gotten paid? What do those two have that he doesn't?
He's white. They're white.
Playoff win.
They're white.
Playoff win. Let's just keep it real. Tua doesn't have a playoff win. Those other two, Daniel Dimes, you could talk all you want, has a playoff win. So does Trevor Lawrence.
Shout out to Saquon Barkley.
Trevor Lawrence, you can argue, came back from basically replace Herbert in this discussion, because if Herbert would have held on to the lead and won that game, we'd be talking about Herbert in another light probably, because he would have a playoff win. I just don't know if you can pay a guy that's a lefty in this current right-handed league who throws fucking moonshot after moonshot and relies on the deep ball to Tyreek and Waddle, and everything else other than that is a now screen, smoke screen, and bubble screen. Let's just be real. If you break him down, there's a reason his percentage is good. His yards and yak yard is way up there with Mahomes. He has those weapons. He replaced Mahomes' weapon and got him and led the league. I mean, Tyreek Hill is going to get open. Get him the rock. How many balls have I seen him underthrow, guys? Is astronomical compared to other guys. If you look and really break his film down, that's why I say he's inaccurate. A lot of people think he's accurate because you see this ball on time on this intermediate route, Cisco, and you say, oh, he's on time. No, he's not. He's on time on a fucking in route, wide open.
Well, what I've seen the Dolphins from watching film, what they've done, they run a lot of deep comebacks,
right,
for him,
and he can't throw them. If you notice, the ball is flutters out there.
Well, those are the ones he completes, though.
No, I know. You know why?
Because he can't go deep.
That's a smart thing for the coordinator because you run so many deep routes and you're selling the top all day. Guess what? Run comeback all fucking day long.
But they run belling. deep comebacks.
They're belling.
Right.
Get them belling. Turn their hips. I'm going to come back now. Fuck, he better throw that shit. All you got to do is throw it to a spot, low and down and outside. Like, that is the only two things you really see him throw.
Now, does Tua have better players around him than Lawrence? Or I know Danny Dimes, he does.
I think he does.
Obviously, Danny Dimes. But
I think he has a...
He had Gesicki, the tight end. He was good, too.
Yeah, Gesicki's gone, I think, now.
He's gone now, but he had him.
I'm just saying, I think he's top 2 or 3 in the league as far as tandems.
Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill is up there.
Running back?
One of the best tandems.
No, with the running back. I'm talking about the whole offense. I'm talking about the O-line, the running back, everything. I think he's up there as top 3 or 4.
But the offense only goes
Bengals.
As far as your QB, though, too, though.
As far as wide-out tandems.
I know. The Eagles with A.J. Brown and Smitty out there. You got to throw him out there.
The Niners with Ayuk and Debo.
Ayuk and Debo Sanders.
And McCaffrey at running back.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's other people for sure, but I don't know, man. It's a tough situation. We talked about this before. The quarterback position gets paid.
It's because there has to be criteria. I think there has to be criteria. There has to be criteria has to be set up to say this is what you deserve based on these
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, like you achieve this, you achieve this and that. I mean,
but that's tough though, because going based off of that, we know numbers don't tell the full.
But it should be a minimum.
Even winning don't tell the full story, honestly.
So if you say every quarterback in the NFL is going to make $30 million, okay, you're going to make $30 million coming in, rookie, whatever. But if you reach, these statistics, these levels, then you get this much more, this much more, and this much more.
It's basically incentive based right now, though.
It should. Well,
it already is.
But if they're giving you $50 million, is that guaranteed?
Well, it depends. There's a signing bonus, and then there's a contract extension possibility. There's a rookie deal.
There's if you're all pro, you'll get this. If you go to Super Bowl, you'll get this.
I think that should be for every position.
But for the most part, contracts are like JB said, they are incentive based.
But here's the question I want to ask you: was Brian Flores right about Tua this whole fucking time? Was he exiled out of there because he's been right this whole time? As we bashed Brian Flores when he called the owner out and he did all this shit in Miami as he left, and he basically was blackballed as well because of this good old boy network. Let's just be real. Where was he right this whole time?
I mean, he ain't wrong. I mean, when you ask if he's right, I need to be more specific. There was a lot that went down, like when he left.
Remember, he didn't want Tua.
Right.
He was like the proponent of nah, this motherfucker ain't that guy. And everybody thought he was remember? Everybody was
I remember that. I remember that.
What do you mean? He's
but then he also he accused them of basically telling them to tank. It was a lot. It was a lot that went down. So
he's right again because he's they wanted to tank for getting motherfuckers, and he was like, nah, Tua's not even the guy to tank for. As far as getting talent around him. Why should we tank to help this guy? Tua's not that guy to build this thing around. You want to get this. You want to go get a real dude. And there was dudes in the draft that he wanted to get the next year. They were like, nah, Tua's our guy. So when Tua was forced down your throat as an owner, what are you going to do? I
feel like the story's not finished yet, really. You know what I'm saying? To say he was right all along. I don't know yet. I mean, last year, they won 10, 11 games with Tua. Pretty damn good. This year, I think they're in prime position to win the division with the Bills, being uncertain, losing Stephon Diggs and Gabe as well, wide out. We don't really know how the offense is going to look. The Patriots are full-blown rebuild mode. Now, the Jets is obviously the team that we're okay, if Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, it should be, to me, the Jets and the Miami Dolphins kind of competing for that division. But in terms of just a team that's been together for a few years and structured, I think the Dolphins should be the favorites to win that division. So I think the story's not told yet. It's not finished yet, in my opinion.
Bailey, can you find, is there a highest paid graphic on quarterbacks right now? Is there maybe somebody did a highest paid top 10 or something like that as far as quarterbacks that are highest paid? If there's a graphic out there or something, if there is, if you can find it. Here's the thing I got. All these quarterbacks we're talking about, I want to go through the list. I would love to play this fucking game with you guys in live right now because I'm going to go through this list and really say What happens if Daniel Dimes absolutely hits the rock bottom shitter this year, as y'all say on this show often? He's the shitty, blah, blah, blah. If he absolutely just is fucking atrocious as y'all predict, at what point do we go down this list and say, fuck, we overpaid this guy? We overpaid. What if Trevor Lawrence just absolutely hits fucking rock bottom? Kyler Murray absolutely doesn't get out. He cannot get back to where he was a few years ago.
Deshaun Watson, bro.
Deshaun Watson, to Sean King's point, can't get out of his own way. What if Deshaun Watson is just a mental block? He's a fucking stressed out person because of whatever else is off the field. He can't get back right, Smitty. Where are you at? I would love to go down this list and just look at all these QBs that have been paid. Like, look at that shit, dog. Like, so, yeah, make it big real quick. We'll cut out Cisco for
It's all right.
Look at that shit right there, dog.
Jared
So Burrow's
Goff.
been to a Super Bowl.
He'll be fine.
Jared
Goff has been to Super Bowl and just went to NFC Championship.
NFC
But he's not being paid
championships.
for going to that Super Bowl. He's getting paid for a new.
Sure, he went to
You
the
know what I'm
NFC Championship last year.
So, okay.
Lamar Jackson was in the AFC Championship last year. Jalen Hurts been to Super Bowl. So I'm not really worried about anything you're saying right now because we have too many examples of these quarterbacks playing.
You're not answering my question. At what point do these guys not earn that money right there? And in the next year, next 2 years, they're like,
So Tua deserves to be on this list?
Horrible, Smitty. He's just gone shitty downhill the last couple of years since the book's been out on him. And JB said year 3 he was going to struggle, which he did last year. And then now this year 4 he's even worse. Year 5 he's even worse. And now Caps is talking about trading Jalen Hurts. I'm just saying, I'm forecasting.
Yeah.
When do you say, fuck, man, we got to stop paying these motherfuckers?
Well, yeah, if everybody starts to play bad, then
But
I think that will naturally lower the market.
Yeah, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm just go ahead, pull it back up, Bailey Big.
Josh Allen's not in there.
He's next up. That's why. That's my point.
Dak is next up.
Bailey, make it big again.
Next up.
Okay, is there another list or no? So okay, that's just top 6. So okay, there you go. So you got Kirk Cousins in there, who really, to be honest, hasn't done shit.
He always gets paid.
I don't know.
Deshaun
Watson,
it was a lot of work season.
Murray, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen's right now, but he will be, I'm sure, probably number 1. Stafford, who's won a Super Bowl.
Dak's gonna reset the
And
market.
Mahomes not
Daniel
even in
Jones, who's won 1 playoff game, versus Stafford, who played in Detroit his whole career, and then goes and wins a Super Bowl, is making the same money that Daniel Jones is making.
Mahomes should be at the
That's
top of
where
that
I
list.
have a problem, Smitty.
I
defend Daniel Jones, but I'm not going to defend him to the point that he deserves the same money as fucking Matthew Stafford and Dak Prescott and fucking Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I'm defending that. I'm not going to be stupid.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those guys, though. That's why I bring up these guys. There's no way that Kyler Murray should be getting paid more money than Matthew fucking Stafford, Josh Allen, and Dak Prescott. There's no fucking way, in my opinion. Now,
yeah,
Jalen Hurts either. He's like a flash in the pants. What if Jalen Hurts, like I said, just goes rock bottom and doesn't do shit? What are the owners and GMs going to do, I'm saying, going forward? That is why I said 2 years ago, there's going to be a separate salary cap because that is their protective buffer. So when it does go south and the quarterback market becomes shitty, like I've predicted, and we're overpaying, the protective buffer is we're going to have a separate salary cap so we don't look as bad as we do by overpaying Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, fucking Jalen Hurts, Daniel Dimes, all these guys that could be bust, really, because they haven't really won shit. Burrow's been, Goff's been, Stafford's won. Lamar hasn't been yet. Deshaun hasn't been really close since the Texans won playoff win.
Yeah.
Mahomes is the top.
Yeah.
He's got 3. He deserves the money. Like, there's no
Yeah.
I'm wondering when this happens and you're starting to say, oh, fuck, man. Is that another reason to create another salary cap? I'm just telling you. Because these owners and GMs aren't going to want to look stupid eventually and say, everyone's going to be like, oh, you paid fucking Daniel Jones fucking that money let's just say in 4 years and this motherfucker's not even in the league.
What if Russell Wilson wins the Super Bowl this year with the
and
Steelers?
He's top 5 in stats last year, and everyone's bitching about Russell Wilson. He was top 5 in all stats last year.
It could happen in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it could definitely. I mean, Pittsburgh has been winning games without a quarterback.
Pittsburgh's one of those teams that always, like, you count them out, and then you're like,
always
they're
in the mix.
They're in the championship game.
Always in the mix, 100%. I mean, JB, you make a good point. I just think the problem is right now, like I said, a lot of quarterbacks don't, quote unquote, deserve to be paid the same as another quarterback, as a Burrow, as an Allen, as some of these top dogs.